sinners, and saints. Dust off those horns and halos. It's time for Alley After Dark.
Sinners, saints, bitches, whores, sluts, skanks, pole smokers, ass munchers. How we doing? How we feeling? Are you feeling sexy? Are you feeling horny? I hope you are if you want to be. I am somewhere in between. What that means, I don't know. I guess semi-horny, semi-not. You know, just roll with it, bitches, okay? I gotta say, I think no matter what age we are, we can always learn. You know, never forget all the lessons you've been taught over the years. And sometimes something happens that slaps that lesson right back in your face. For me, I had a lesson renewed just this past week. I was waiting for an elevator, you know, just standing there minding my business. The elevator doors open and there is a man already on it. I step on and we're going to the same floor, the ground floor. Now, this man is older than me, a chrome dome with lots of stringy side hair, you know, the hair that kind of strings off the side. You know, when a guy can't deal with going bald, that they cling to any little strands of hair that they can keep. That's what this guy was. He had wire rim glasses, a big pot belly, but really skinny legs. Anyway, I get on and the elevator doors close. Immediately, I can tell that he's just staring at me. He's not staring ahead, looking at the numbers go down on the elevator screen. He's staring at me, boring a hole through me. If those eyes had lasers, I'd have been burnt to the ground. Just a big old pile of ash. And then, okay, I'm just looking at him from the corner of my eye, you know, my peripheral vision. And then I can tell that his eyes are moving down toward my lower part of my body. And I felt like he was trying to undress me with his eyes. I was so uncomfortable. I was so weirded out. And I really wanted to just punch him in the face. I know that what happens is a lot of times the person would say, oh, you misunderstood. I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the wall behind you. And a lot of times I would agree with that. I am not a person who is known to be attractive. So getting these types of looks kind of freaks me out. I was so relieved when we get off the elevator and he darts off like he's running away from a crime. And that little voice in my head said, never forget that women go through that same experience every damn day. I really did feel violated. It really made me want to take a shower and scrape that filthy feeling off of me. Ugh. And of course, me being the hornball that I am, I kept saying to myself, why couldn't that have been Henry Cavill looking at me like that? Why couldn't it be my crush looking at me? Why couldn't it be Russell Tovey or Hugh Jackman or any other frat boy or Jordan Brandt or, god damn, about 5,000 other guys that I find attractive? But in saying that, had some of my crushes looked at me like that, it would have still felt as uncomfortable as it did with the beer-bellied chrome dome guy. I suppose that I was so surprised by his behavior that I didn't even have a chance to be my normal self and turn his ass inside out. I would have said something like, why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer. Or, do I have a booger hanging out of my nose? I mean, something, you know. I feel like I let myself down. I should have turned his ass out, shouldn't I have? But it really did throw me. What can I say? So, to all my lady friends and all the women of the world out there, you have my utmost respect. And I wish I could apologize for every fucking dirty old man and skank man out there, but I can't. You know that they're out there, so if I could give you permission and it wouldn't break any laws, I would say kick them all in the balls. Rip their nuts off. I can say this. If I ever catch that asshole out again, I will be prepared and I will turn his ass out. Fucking pig. Ironically, on the flip side of the coin, my crush came up to me this week with a question about an issue that we've been having. and I had to fight all of my male hormonal urges just to be businesslike and keep eye contact with him. Even though, as you all know, sinners and saints, I am very good at glances and looks and moves that most people would be unaware of. And to say that he was causing the sun to rise would be an understatement. Oh my God, he had a shirt that was tighter than usual, and it was a light blue, and I could see his nipples through it, and his gray slacks that fit everything just perfectly. And here I am trying to discuss business without all that distraction and hope that he wouldn't realize that I was starting to get a boner, and he might think of me the same way as I thought of that perverted, beer-bellied, chrome dome asshole. Am I a dirty old man? I hope I'm not, because it doesn't feel the same. I wasn't trying to do anything other than look a couple of times, and I wasn't sitting there licking my lips and soaking in everything that I could other than looking him in the eye and addressing his questions. So it is different, isn't it? Or am I just telling myself that and I need to put on some sackcloth and sit in a pile of ashes and scrub my wounds? That's a biblical thing. Just go with it. But you all know what I always say about men. Men are pigs. And I include myself in that description. Jordan Brandt, take me away. Speaking of porn stars, all these people that have an OnlyFans page, how are y'all doing with that? I was reading somewhere the porn star Timothy Champagne makes upwards of $70,000 a month from his OnlyFans. That is incredible. I just don't know how you have the stamina to keep that up, because it would take a lot of videos, right? You can do a couple of jack-off videos, but a lot of his include another guy or two or three guys. At some point, your balls get tired.
Balls are not a toy.
When you're young, sure, whacking off, doing it every day, but at some point, things do get sore, right? And by things, I mean dick.
Oh my God.
I am so looking forward to happy hour. I cannot wait to have my first cocktail and maybe a couple of shots tonight. And I'm hoping that, unlike, what was it? Was it Sunday? What day was it? Anyway, whatever day it was, this stranger came in and sat beside me for a few minutes, smelling like a dryer sheet. That might be a pleasant smell when your clothes come out of the dryer, but when it lingers on the skin, something just ain't right. Ooh. Hell, the way guys at happy hour now mostly stare at their phone, I guess I should be appreciative of the guy who smelled like a dryer sheet. At least he said hello. When I was describing how I was being ogled on the elevator and how I described men as pigs, which is true, men are pigs, throughout my life I would hear these homophobic remarks from supposed straight men like, I don't have a problem with gay men, but they better not ever make a pass at me. You know, that arrogance that they believe they're so hot that no gay man could ever resist them. Every gay man wants them. It just makes me want to vomit, because there is nothing close to the truth in that belief. I don't know where that comes from other than male ego, or they believe that gay men must be desperate because there's so few gay men. I honestly think that if they thought about how they treated women, wouldn't it be something if gay men treated straight men the way straight men treat women? I think it'd be a hoot and a holler myself. Some straight men, quote unquote, actually probably deserve it. A little taste of their own medicine. Maybe they might learn something, you think? Of course, if a gay man treated a straight man like that, they'd probably call the police and the gay man would wind up in prison for 30 years. Bitches. Oh, God, men and their egos. I swear, if their dicks were as big as their egos, we'd be calling them all John Holmes. Oh, I just had a flashback moment. Or maybe it was a stroke. But you know what? Let's take a quick trip back in time just to have a walk down memory lane. Back in the good old days, I can remember a Friday night, getting off work, hurrying home, having a quick dinner, and jumping in the shower, getting myself ready, because I was going to hit the club on Friday night. And back then, there were no clubs that opened before 9 o'clock at night. We only had one bar/club that opened for happy hour, but I hated that place. So basically, you had 2 or 3 options to go to for gay dance clubs. And I, of course, had my favorite. And on Friday nights and Saturday nights, it was just so great to head toward the big city. And I would crank up the radio to John Garabedian's open house party and just be excited, thrilled. I couldn't wait to get to the club. I can remember Mac, who was the DJ at my favorite club at the time, from 9 o'clock to 9:30, he would always play tracks from his favorite album. It wasn't necessarily dance tracks or anything, but my favorite memory is one night walking in and he was playing the Lisa Stansfield album, Real Love. And that is one of my all-time favorite albums. And I would go get a drink and I would stand over next to the dance floor and just take in the moment, looking at all the cool lights, the mirror ball, just savoring it, looking forward to my friends coming into the bar and just gearing up for a fun night. And about 9:30, Mac would kick up the dance music, and by 9:31, I was on that dance floor, and I would dance all the way until 2:45 when the lights came up. The only times I would be off the dance floor was to use the bathroom, get another drink, or make out with somebody. It was just the most glamorous fun that I had. I mean, a country boy who finally moved to the big city, just relishing that freedom. And it did feel glamorous. It did feel cool. It was pure escapism for me. And it really did make me feel like I was like everybody else. I was a regular human being who had desires, goals, ambition, hopes that I could connect with my own community. And I think when I started going to the dance clubs, that it was like the perfect time for me. It just seemed like a perfect world, even though it was not perfect by any means. But there were 2 or 3, maybe 4 years there, virtually every Friday and Saturday night, that I would be on that dance floor and hooking up with guys on quite a few occasions. And it felt like I had found a perfect life. It didn't hurt that I had an ass that would not quit. I managed to make gay friends. I managed to create a circle of friends that held a great bond for me. And I can think back to those years, even though I've lost touch with almost all of those people, and still remember how great it was. And in the summertime, oh my God, there were 2 summers where there was about, I would say 40 to 50 of us, guys and girls, gays and lesbians. We just all bonded together from dancing. I mean, we would be hot and sweaty, and we loved it. It was fantastic. There was a magic to the first gay bar that I went to, and I will always cherish it. I'm going to be talking about it tonight at happy hour as I'm talking to you guys about it. I will always love those memories and cherish them. I still feel like I'm creating new memories every time I go to a bar. Granted, I don't have the stamina I did when I was 22, but I do have the joy and the excitement still to this day. And I hope I'm always giddy and have that feeling of I just can't wait to get there and talk to people and flirt and maybe make out and all the great things that gay men do. I know that people could accuse me of quote unquote living in the past, but I'm not. I cherish the past and I make new memories today. I know that it's not that different from then to now, other than my appearance and my age and a few other things. But if that's the life I've always enjoyed, why should I not keep enjoying it? I feel like a lot of people, they fall in love with someone, and that's wonderful. They get married, they have their families. But sometimes I think that a lot of my friends forgot what it was like and how important the gay clubs are. And they don't come back. They don't come back at all. And I think they miss out a little bit on that brotherhood, the sisterhood, the reason that we came together in the first place. I don't want us at all to forget that history, because if you forget your history, I think you lose out a lot of the knowledge and the joy that we had. Now, I know the saying is that those who forget their history are doomed to repeat it. I wouldn't mind repeating some of those years. They were just so amazing. And I wish I could go back to those times, sometimes with the knowledge that I have now, that I really wasn't as hideously ugly as I believed I was. Now, I realized I had a great ass, and I realized that I hooked up a lot, but I never could get the notion in my head that I was actually attractive. I sometimes thought that some of the guys that hooked up with me just settled for the night. Sort of like when Harvey Fierstein in Torch Song Trilogy says, "A thing of beauty is a joy until sunrise." We all been there, haven't we? Me especially. You know what? Let's do a shot. You want to? We haven't done one in a while, have we? Okay, I'm going to run and get me a shot of... You know what? Let's do tequila tonight. And you grab something, and I'll meet you back here in a second or two. Okay? Here we go. Okay, have you got yours? Okay, well, I've got mine. So, all right, I'll give you a couple of more seconds. Should I put on an album or something? Should I play some Madonna? Maybe? Nah, I'll get sued. Okay, are you ready? I am ready. So here we go. Here's to you, here's to me. Fuck you, fuck me with Henry Cavill's dick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whew, Lord have mercy, that was good. Oh, Jesus. Went right to the beaver. Whew. I mean, straight to the bussy. Whew. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. I need to get ready to go. I got to get dressed. I got to have a shower. Oh, you know what? Send me some good vibes. Let's get the man of my dreams to come out to happy hour tonight. And he whips out his dick and just throat fucks the hell out of me. I think I deserve it. Don't you? Of course, the way my luck is, it will be that guy that was standing on the street corner near the closed dollar store wearing black pants, white t-shirt, a wide-brimmed black hat, and a hockey mask. I could do worse than Jason from Friday the 13th, couldn't I? Lord have mercy, that shot of tequila's gone right to my head. Wow. I can't believe it's already the end of another episode of Alan After Dark. Time really does fly so fast when we're having fun. And I know you might want to have longer episodes, but bitches, I just can't do it. Shit. But anyway, I do look forward to talking to you next week, and I hope you have a week full of fun, joy, thrills, chills, dicks, wicks, picks, and nicks. I don't know what that means, but run with it. And as always, remember, take life by the balls and be real. We'll see you soon.